scraps, and it is cold. It's not as cold as it could be. It's supposed to be in the 40s today, so I actually didn't put leggings on, but I may amend my ways. We had a weird thing happen. Well, I don't know. Not so weird. It's just the way it is. I think it was Saturday. My husband had some weird things happen. He heard I have a propane heater in my piano studio. And he heard it making some funny noises. So he turned it off and then went out and checked the propane, and the propane tank actually said there was 80%, and he's like, I could lift it up. It was like that empty. So needless to say, Saturday afternoon-ish, evening-ish, we were out of propane and we had to go all through Sunday. Thankfully, it's not our entire heat source, but it is the heat source in my piano studio, and I need to keep it somewhat warm on my piano. So we had to move the heaters from in here in the camper to the piano studio, and therefore I'm sitting in the cold out in the camper because it's easier for me to craft here than it would be to bring all the crafts indoors. So kind of a long story, but it will be a quick, easy project today. I am now over my craft show. If you are local to Grangeville, Idaho, and went to the craft show this last weekend, I thank you so much for all your support. Just even showing up and purchasing from other people, that actually helps everybody by having people there. So I appreciate you. And now I'm going full swing into filling it up because I had some special orders that I need to do. So that I will be working on, and as well as working on my own Christmas present. So I thought I'd start out Monday today with a DIY Christmas present for young children. So my daughter, actually what happened is you guys maybe have noticed, I have been doing all of these embroidering beanie hats like crazy. I've been selling them like crazy. I think I'm up to about 35 I've sold so far, and ordered and shipped out and all the things, and then sold them at our craft shows. And then even to the point where my daughter is now helping me, my oldest daughter is helping me do some of the embroidery work because I can't do it all. I have carpal tunnel from it now. I love doing it, so don't get me wrong about that, but it's hard. So anyway, my granddaughter, when I was working in it at their house one day, my granddaughter was helping me. So I would pull it through, and then she's like, let me, Grandma. And she would pull it through. Well, she's kind of she's very shy of anybody's not in her normal life. So anybody that's not mom and dad. So anyway, I was excited that she wanted to do something. So for the whole night, I would push it through and she'd pull it through. She did great. She's great dexterity. So, anyway, so my daughter was talking about teaching her how to embroider and how would we go through that. And she goes, and then I was thinking that I probably needed to buy her, oops, I just put that in the garbage can, which I haven't cleaned out yet. And so anyway, we had this whole conversation because I was thinking about, and I said, well, you need to do lacing cards. She goes, oh yeah, I could do that. And she goes, I actually was looking for some printouts and stuff. I said, hey, let me take care of that. So I started doing, the Pinterest looks. Do you guys ever do all that? Like the Pinterest looking and scoping out all the ideas for doing lace-up cards. And in fact, we had this discussion. I have my lace-up cards from when I was a child, which I actually think were something my mom had as a child. So we've got some long line of lace-up cards, but we decided at 4 years old, my granddaughter is still little too, and with little babies around, there's a 2-year-old and 9-month-old there too. It would be too much to have them on hand. So I started researching. I found some really cute. I wanted to do, I was open to buying some printables, but it's better if it's free, right? Because I was gonna, print it out on cardstock and then laminate it and punch the holes in it, which is a good option. So don't discount that. But I had this aha moment because one of them was using little MDF shapes, and I think they had cut it out on their laser printer, whatever. But guess what? Chalk Couture has all these shapes that we carry. They're called simple shapes. And I have all the shapes on hand. So I thought, why not? So they had used the real wood surface and not done any printing on it. And I've gone round and round in my head because you guys know that when I get a craft idea or something like that, I do obsess about it a little bit before I actually bring it to you. So I've been obsessing about it, thinking about it, and as fun as it would be to paint all these, lovely little things, I even thought, wouldn't it be fun to do these all Snoopy? I have some hesitations with that. One, you would have to do some sort of sealant on it in order to keep the paint there, because although it will pretty much stay there with kids handling it and sewing on it, it would be difficult to keep it on there. But then I'm worried about putting a seal coat on it because I don't want it to go in their mouths. So I've decided that it's just best to go with the wood shapes. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to use these wood shapes because I saw somebody had done this and then just put cute ribbons for the lace zips. So that's what we're going to do. We've got the circle, and the square come in 2-packs, actually. Maybe I can't remember. I guess maybe these 3 actually come in 2-packs. So if you get them, you'll get a couple. I'm just going to use one of each shape. There is also a tag shape that, as you can see, already has the hanger on it. You can buy them without the hangers as well. It's a little like 50 cents cheaper without the hole. But this is what I have on hand. So that's what we're going to use. So we have a tag shape. We have these 2. So 4 all together with those. And then even further, I had a little bit more of a aha moment with it. Let's see if I can get some of these tags. Most of them come off pretty easily, but once in a while I get one that kind of tears the surface. I'm trying not to tear surfaces by taking off the tags. They come on them. They're pretty good. Then this year, oops, I've got the wrong shape. This year we had, not 2 of those, 4 shapes. These came in sets of 13. And I'm pretty sure these sets, the ornament sets, are still available. So I'm going to make her some little ornaments as well that she can lace up. So I'll give her some Christmas ribbon and whatever. So that is my idea for a little gift. And I think I'm going to make a little drawstring bag for her to keep them in so that she has a little place to keep them as well. So I'll sew that at a later time. But for now, we're going to make these. I did go down to our local quilt shop and got her the little needles. These are Susan Bates Luxite Bulky Knit Plastic Needles is what they are called. And so this will go with it. I figured these are a little bit bigger. There's a smaller size. I know that for a fact. But this is 3.75 inches. I figured the bigger the better. This bigger hole will also give her practice in threading a needle. So I'm kind of excited about that. I got that. And locally at our little quilt shop was $1.70. In fact, I didn't want to charge it. And I didn't have $2. I thought I had some cash and I didn't. So, there was that. All right. So let's give it a go, right? So I'm going to start out. I've actually got, this is a Choc Couture one, punch. And you always want to see through the whole side, not the pretty side, in order to see where you're punching. And so I'm just going to punch around. I think the candy cane, we're just going to eyeball it and go around the edge on it. I think bigger is maybe a little bit better, but also you could use a crocodile if you have one of those. So either one, I wouldn't go with the smallest size. I would go with the one that's pretty close to normal size. But again, I'm going to see if I can get all of these done with the bigger size, because I think it will be easier for her to thread it through, even though she's using a needle. And, this is a trial and error. Thankfully, my daughter can appreciate that. I may do so. I don't know if I want to, we can always do some print up ones that would work too. So I'm just going to, and it cuts right through very easily. This is like an MDF composite type of thing. And I'm just kind of eyeballing here. There's no right or wrong. I'm thinking you want to do kind of spread out ones. So there we go. Is that cute? I think it's adorable. And then we'll see how we do. I don't know. You could probably cut off the hole on the top, but I think that'll be fun for her. She can make her own little ornaments as well. So it's all about the making, isn't it? So much fun. So we had a busy weekend. My camper, so I had to, because we have no heat, I had to bring in all of my pastes and inks out of here into the house. So that was a trip yesterday so that we can move the heaters into the house. I am thinking a little bit about the placement on this gingerbread man. I wanted to make sure I don't put it in the middle of his bottom area. So I'm just, while I'm thinking about it, you know, don't want to be inappropriate with the children. So I'm just kind of spacing them out so they're out on the sides. I think these would be genius too to make for if you do Operation on Christmas Child boxes. You could do the printouts and laminate them. Like I have a laminator I got at Walmart years ago. Another Mops mom and I, when we had toddlers, we were making busy bags for our toddlers. And so we bought together a lamination machine. And when I moved from Wisconsin to Idaho, I bought her out of her half. So they pretty consistently have been under $30 at Walmart for a lamination machine. Probably the most expensive part would be should I do it like, I'm thinking about doing the head like eyeballs. Of course, I do not have skills for doing gingerbread man. If you've watched me do gingerbread man, I'm not good at it. I cannot draw their faces. I think we're going to do one. So it kind of looks like it's through, got some eyes there, and then I'm just going to go down here, I think. You want to have evenly spaced holes. Usually they kind of go around the outside. Like I said, I've been doing lots of research, so they usually go a little bit around the outside. So I'm just kind of adhering to that, but you also want it to look pleasing to the eye, I think. This is sticking a little bit. I don't know if I bent it on something. Could be. Okay, I think this is the last one. Potentially, these ones around the neck, they're a little cockeyed. I did that because I didn't want them too close to each other. But you could do like a little tie there too, and she could make a little bow for his neck. Is that cute? Cute, cute. So we've got a candy cane. We've got the gingerbread man and a whole pile of MDF here. All right, Christmas tree. Put one in the bottom. And then I know for sure we want to put one in the end of each of the tree ends, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. I'm trying very hard not to go too close to the edge because you don't want it to, when they're playing and putting things through, you don't want it to break. So we also have like a larger circle, so you could do that as well. I found one. I'm like, I don't know why I didn't even use this yet. I kind of went through things this last weekend getting ready for the craft show. So there's one side. I'm just doing down the ends, and then we'll see where else we want to do it before we move on. This is definitely not the best project for carpal tunnel. Which is what I think I have going on here pretty strongly. And it's raining outside, so you can kind of use that top one. I'm trying to decide. I'm going to go in here. You want to leave plenty of holes too to do decorations with, right? These ornaments came in sets of 13, and the transfer that goes with it actually, like, they ran out of long ago. It was kind of a crazy thing. But it was a weird transfer. I have the transfer. I haven't done any of these yet because literally we ran out of the transfer before I got a chance to show everybody, and I didn't want to show everybody and not have it available. So I think this one's really cute. I'm excited about this. So she'll have her own set. Is that cute? You do more, you could do less, whatever you want to do. All right. And now the mitten. So I'm just going to go around the outside at an even spacing, I think. I don't know why it's sticking so much. I do know that things like this, like scissors and things like that, you can sharpen them a little bit by putting wax paper or foil, I think, through them. So that would be a trick if you find, it feels to me like maybe it's bent a little because it's not coming back out. It's going through just fine like butter, but it's not coming back out. I don't know why it's getting stuck in there. God knows I've cut a lot of holes with it. So anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Like I said, I did the craft show on Saturday. It went really well. I was worried. And Saturday morning, I was so worried about, after I got everything set up on Friday, it felt like my wow items weren't there. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. Then all of a sudden it occurred to me that I had sold a bunch of them on Small Business Saturday. So, yeah, Small Business Saturday. And not that I'm complaining, but I hadn't replenished my stock. So I had sold them online. And because I didn't actually see everything out before my show on Friday, when I started setting up, I was like, I don't know what is going on here. So then I was so tired from setup that I went to bed, but then I was wide awake at 3 a.m. on Saturday morning, thinking about all the things I shoulda, woulda, coulda done, and decided that rather than laying in bed and worrying about it, I need to just get up and do it. So I started crafting about 3:30 in the morning, crafted till 6:30, so 3 hours. I made a bunch of things. I didn't even take pictures of them. I'll need to do that because a lot of them didn't sell. One of them did. I did the little shoe. All right, there's the mitt. Isn't that cute? All right, you got the idea here. I'm going to go ahead and start figuring out like what we need. Well, let me do one of the bigger ones, because I want to make sure that the ribbon will go through all of them. So I'm going to do the rectangle so we can kind of get an idea of how long to make the ribbon, because we don't want to give her less ribbon than she needs. And God knows Grandma has lots of ribbon on hand. The ribbon collection is always too much. So actually I tend to hoard, so this will be a huge gift. If Grandma's given up the ribbon for you, you know Grandma loves you. It's not that I don't love other people, but you know, a girl's got to hoard her ribbon. I have a ribbon. I'm always like, oh, that's so beautiful. I don't want to give it up. So that's my thinking for a lot of things, unfortunately, and that's why I have a big stash. Actually, it's not too bad. I was looking at my Christmas ribbons. I'm doing pretty good for those. So that's good. So if you wanted to measure this all out, you certainly could, but you know, this is what's making it Grandma style. Oops. That one did not come out right. I have too big of a space here. My eye is telling me I have to go a certain distance. So now I'm going to try to eyeball it across the way. But like I said, you could measure this all out. I am not about it. We are up for making a quick DIY Christmas present for the grandkids. Not quicken as in not nice, but I think she's going to love it. I think the fact that we're doing wood, I mean, you pay big bucks for the wood toys these days, right? So I think this is going to be perfect. I'm excited. I get so excited about the grandkids' gifts that I like tell her mom, nothing is going to be a surprise for their mom. And then I wonder why they can't keep the surprises from the kids either. All right, so we got this one. We're going to just like, I am going to take any of the ribbons that I can. I'm going to go ahead and burn the end. This isn't probably the safest way to do this. There we go. Just saying. I'm just going to use a lighter here. Maybe it'll heat me up a little bit and just burn the end. I'm not trying to get it too dark, but I do. It's so cold, it's already cooled off. And I'm not going to, I should have grabbed it. I had another, I'm just going to run it through to see how far I need to go. I think this one's going to use a lot. And purple and pink are her favorite colors. Her hat that she wants. I was working on a pink hat that day that I was embroidering with her. And we were putting purple flowers on it. And when I went to leave, she goes, you need to leave my hat here. And I was like, and her chin was quivering because I was leaving with it. It was an order for somebody else. And I'm like, ugh, I'm so sorry, honey. This one's an order. I will make you one. So every time she sees someone from the family now, she asks them if grandma is done making her pink hat with purple and pink flowers on it. So hers is going to be the first one made for Christmas here. I need to get going on that. All right. You see how that's going to work out? Isn't that cute? Oops. I think it's better on this side. So you could fuss with it. All right, let me see. I think we want to at least go all the way around and then have enough. You don't need to watch me thread this. I think we're going to go to here and go with that. That is going to be our size. Where do I have a scissors? Did you see that look like, oh my gosh, panic. And this was like a ribbon that I got at Walmart years ago, probably 25 years ago. They used to have like regular clearances. It's such a nice ribbon. Touch of ribbon. It was in the sewing section. So, and I've had it forever. Like I said, I am a hoarder of all things ribbon. Maybe all things. You know, if it's going to be good, I feel like I can't use it. I've got the perfect project for that. Raise your hand. Like I said, my name is Dory. I am here in Idaho. I'm going to take it this way so it's not so warm. So all I did was use the lighter just gently on the end to seal up that end. And then I'm going to be putting together a whole bunch of ribbons for her to use about this size. And let me take a look here what size it is. It is 0.375 inches. And I'm definitely going to be also trying to include some Christmas ribbon because that is fun. Here's some snowflake that would be perfect. This is 3/8 of an inch. I think you could also, here's my hoard down here. I'm not using my velvet ribbon. I love the velvet ribbon, but I don't think it will hold up because every time I've tried to run it through things, it's totally fallen apart and it's very hard to lace through things. So I'm not even going there. I'm gonna have to search around for some more Christmas, but you get the idea. So then I'm just gonna put together a whole bunch of ribbon in this size that'll go with it, so she'll have all her own. Hopefully, unfortunately, this will have to be something that they supervise her with because we don't want to have any, I don't know why little kids always put ribbons around their necks. It's just beyond me. It's really annoying. It's really scary, actually. So just gonna hit it up a little bit. Just get all the different places. This was Time and Place. I want to say that was a Joanne Fabrics. Beautiful ribbon, but I think I've seen it other places as well. And I'll find some good, you know, good variety of Christmas ribbon for sure, so she can have a bunch of you know, be able to at least have a piece of ribbon for each one of these. And then also eventually they'll be able to use this for teaching her how to tie her shoes. That's how we were taught how to tie our shoes, was to use lacing cards, and then they usually had like shoelaces. I'm sure you could on Amazon buy the shoelaces, but isn't it prettier with the ribbon? Oh, this one's the best one. This one's just like that other one. I also got this at little pink and brown. I got this at Walmart at the same time. I think they were like, I want to say like 50 cents a piece. They were so dirt cheap. I'll put this purple in here. I tried to organize, but they're each on a little card, and this one's taped down. So this has been forever, I think, since I've used this. But make sure that you follow along here, subscribe, and hit the heart button or the thumbs up, whichever you see, and hit that. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell, because that will tell you when I go live. Boy, this tape is really sticking. I'm just going to cut it off because I cannot get it. Hands are not working. That's just how it's going to be. And I'll probably loop these all together and just kind of tie a loose knot. For this, I do need to get some bright colors too. I'm starting to put a little angle on these, because then I do know from in my head, my experience, if it has a little bit of an angle, you can thread it through without the needles. So if she loses the needles, or if they get taken away because she was being dangerous, who knows? She'll have an end that's kind of angled. Okay. Ooh, that smells juicy. Let's see what else we have. I don't see any. These are all kind of... Oh, this one would be cute, but I thought it had sticky on the back. Nope. Little apples. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I got that I'm at a thrift sale. Oop, and that's all she wrote. Look at me. Write it down. I guess we've been about 30 minutes for this, so it's a little longer than I thought it would be, but I appreciate you being here. You get the idea. This is what we're going to do for Christmas for a 4-year-old, but I think you could give this probably all the way through, you know, kindergarten, first grade. And as long as they're safe with long stretches of ribbon, I think you could give this as a gift. So that one worked out. That was just an odd and end. That one would be really pretty, but it's really wide. I do have a red and white gingham, but I do know that most of this is kind of a scrap box here. Ooh, these are really good. These are probably from scrapbooking. Here's a green one. Do I have the rest of that, or is that just a... Look at that. That is beautiful. That is the match to those other ones. Let's see if it goes as long. A little bit longer. That's good. We're going to go with it. I'm going to cut it off here. All right, look at me using up ribbon. That just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. But I hope you have a very blessed week. I will be back on Thursday for another live. Who knows what I'll be up to, because I've got lots on my schedule this week. So stick with me. I might even go live at other times. I did go live a couple of times. Also, if you were interested, I did do some lives, or back, I think last year I did 12 days of DIY Christmas gifts. So if you're interested in that, go back and check that out, because there's some good stuff, Maynard, on there. I just love making homemade gifts for Christmas. If you, oh, I just got this, $1 for this whole big thing, and I've had like all kinds of ribbon out of this. I had the brown and the orange. It was kind of the best little find, but I do see some things in the bottom here. Ooh, there's a nice bright pink. That one would be fun, wouldn't it? And I could maybe do this as well. Like wrap it around little cards for her, but I feel like it would never get back. So I might just take and make a big loop of it. Oops, that one was the short one. I got the short stick. But these, I got this whole bag of ribbon for $1. So this would be really inexpensive. And like I said, if you make the Operation Christmas Child boxes and you pick up throughout the year, the at thrift sales and on the sales, the ribbon, this would be a great way to make a little craft kit for the kids in the Operation Christmas Child. In fact, I'm planning on doing you could do beads too with it, so they could string beads on, but I think this is a great gift. You could put together like a little bag, put some beads in, the 2 to 4 box, and even the 5 and up. So I'm definitely going to be watching for ribbon myself, and strings and stuff like that to put in boxes, because that one went fast. That one went fast. And then there's another one in here that actually kind of looks like Christmassy. This was just like a mix of all kinds of ends. See that? Isn't that pretty? Kind of looks like Scandinavian. All right. All for $1, all those ribbons. Just see all the stuff I'm getting out of it. You could totally, like, I'm doing a lot of ribbon for my granddaughter because I want to give her lots of options. But you could just do a few pieces, or at least one for each of the shapes that you have, I think. And totally, it would be loved, well used. Like I said, in our house, they're very, like, I want to say Montessori, but it's not. We don't do Montessori. I think this would be enough to go around an ornament. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it, because it's such a small piece anyway. Those bits and pieces you have where you can't think of what to do with it, this is a great way to use them too. All right, well, I hope you have a very blessed week. Ooh, that one almost started on fire. More than just the thing, but it is an unravel-y type of thing too, so gotta be careful. Careful. Good thing we're like outside. I could throw it outside if I had to, but all right. Well, I hope you have a blessed week. Make sure you keep on crafting, and let me know if you make Christmas gifts. Love to hear about it.